Good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing this afternoon? I'll tell you, I'm supposed to be getting ready to go out with my daughter, but she hasn't come yet. I don't know. I'm just about to change my mind in a few minutes and go back in here to go to bed. And I just went to the porch and my eyes started running. This must be a high pollen or something out there. And my nose started running and, oh, shoot. That's my water. My top just came off. I don't know where the heck it went. But anyway, I'm about ready to go to take a nap. She better hurry up before I change my mind, 'cause I is ready to go. When I put my clothes on, I'm ready. I don't know why my nose started. It's supposed to be a beautiful day out there, y'all, but I'll tell you nothing but the truth. It's cloudy as far as I'm concerned. You know, it's supposed to be 80. It says 80 degrees today. And I was expecting the sun to be bright and shiny and everything. And, just go out. Which, I don't plan to be out there that long anyway, because I got some work to do around the house. I started to compact the things in the drawers, because I'm excited about my flooring. And I'm doing, picking up the little stuff. In my bedroom, I got all the stuff off my dresser into a box. Compacted stuff in the box. And so I'm doing, what was that? Oh, that must be my other phone. No, that was Alexa. Wait a minute. I don't know what she's talking about. Probably trying to sell me something. You know how Alexa do. Probably trying to sell me something on a Saturday and I ain't got no money. I'm broke. When what little bit of money I do have, I'm getting ready to spend it. Hey? Yeah. Oh. So how y'all doing this Saturday afternoon? I thought it was much later than that, to tell you the truth. It's 12:24. I really thought it was, because she told me that someone was supposed to come by to do something, to give her an estimate on something at 11 o'clock. And it's only 12. I don't know why I thought it was 1:30, about 1 something. I'll tell you, y'all, I ain't got no patience when it comes to waiting for people. That's why I like to go. Sometimes, when you like to go somewhere, you like to go by yourself, because that way you're on your own time. You go when you want to go. You come back when you want to go. You ain't got to ask the other person, are you ready? They say, no, you ain't. They ain't ready. And then sometimes they want to know if you ready and you ain't ready yet. Especially if you're in a store and someone else. Now, this is the way I use the spirit. Like, when I would get somebody to take me to the grocery store, it seems like to me they would be impatient. And like so a lot of times they wouldn't say anything, but it's just the way they would be acting, because I'm on their time, because they're the driver, it's their car. And so I'm thinking that, okay, whenever they're ready, I gotta go, And then I was glad to get my scooter. I enjoyed my scooter. I ain't got and like a lot of times, most of the time, I'll go to the store by myself. I'll, just get on my ride and go with, my time is my time, not somebody else's time. And, a lot of people, now one thing I did not like to do, I don't like to go out by myself, say like when I was going to a club or something like that, I didn't like to go alone. Or when I went to church, I didn't even like to go alone to church. Someplace like that, I don't want to be alone. I want to have someone to sit with, have dinner. If you're having dinner, you want to, you don't want to just be sitting there. Well, I don't. Let me put it like this. But a lot of people don't have a problem with it. But I have a problem with just being, it seems like I'm pitiful. If I feel pitiful if I'm like by myself. You're feeling like everybody got a friend except you. And you're just sitting there, you can't have a conversation with nobody because there's nobody to talk to. That kind of thing. That doesn't bother some people, but that type of thing does bother me. But when it comes to shopping, like if I gotta go grocery shopping or something like that, I don't want to be feel pressured, rushed, because this other person, they driving, they're ready to go. I feel like this here. If you don't have time for me, don't take me. Just tell, just say no. Which I mean, very seldom I would ask anyone to take me anywhere anyway. I wouldn't do that. I've been taking like my ride for I don't know how many years. Or I would actually, when before I got old enough to take, before I got old enough for the old elderly privileges, you know, I would take a bus. I would take a taxi instead of asking someone, unless it was something big. Oh Lord. Uh, excuse me, y'all. Like I said, something that just upset me when I went to that. I went outside. Yeah, and I forgot what I was talking about now. Before I was able to get the elderly privileges, I used to would take a bus to go to grocery store, and at that time, I was living in my other apartment, and I did it here too. Let's see, when I first came here, no, I was old enough for the elderly services when I moved here, and so when I was over there on the other street. And I wasn't that far from the bus stop. The bus would pull right up there in front of Stop and Shop. I would have, get my groceries, have my two little shopping bags. That would be about all I could take, two shopping bags. And put, a little bag in the shopping bag. Sometimes I would go to the store maybe a couple times a week or something like that if I had to. And other times I would actually take a cab. And then I got a shopping cart. Matter of fact, I still have that little buggy. My son had bought me a buggy, but that's not the buggy that I had when I was over there. I had another little bigger buggy, about, yay big. Not like that. It was a big wire, I guess it's wire steel, some, it was a good made, made strong. And I would pull that to the store. I was not ashamed. There was no shame in my game. Instead of asking someone. Because half the time, I don't know why, but people half the time, sometimes they act funny when you ask them. Even your relatives, they act funny. I don't know if they're thinking that maybe you should have a car. I could have a car if I want a car. But I just don't want to. Like I said, when I was driving, I think I told you before that when I was driving, when I first when I got my license, I had an accident one year, and then the next year I had another accident, and that was enough for me. I felt like I'm too nervous to drive or something. I never gave myself a chance to really get into driving or something like that. It wasn't for me. I enjoyed, don't get me wrong, I did enjoy driving when I was driving. And so when I had the Connecticut license, and then I moved to New Jersey, and then I had I had an accident in New Haven. I mean, yeah, in Connecticut before I went to New Jersey, and then I had another accident when I went to New Jersey. I was on my way to work. I was working at a telephone company at the time. On my way to work and driving this great big car that the husband had, what was it, a Chrysler 300. You know how big they used to make these big cars before? It was too big for me. And so I had an accident on my way to work. I said, Dad, nabbit. And as I had told you before, when I went to work, at the phone company, they would have a guard that would always walk the ladies, to their car, especially in the evening. If you work like in the evening sometime, which I had to work sometimes in the evening because I had to do a split. You go to work in the morning for a few hours, then you come back, at peak time. They call it, the busy time, the heavy traffic time, when you get a lot of calls at one time. And then you come back in the early evening or something like that and stay maybe till 8 o'clock or something like that. And I would never know where the car was at. And the guard knew me. He was a nice old guy. He knew me. And he knew that I didn't know where that car was at. And then sometimes my husband had to go to work at night before I got off, so I would drive the car to work, okay? Park the car on the street so he'll see the car when he can't, because, I'm working downtown. This is in New Jersey. And he said, just park the car and leave it there, and he come pick it up, right? Excuse me, y'all, but this is funny. I parked the car, all right, but I left the lights on, so when he came to pick, it happened a couple of times. And he come down there to pick the car up, the battery is dead as a doornail. And that's why I laugh. But I did that a few times. I wasn't a responsible driver. I would just, I never put gas in the car at all. Period. Never pumped gas until maybe I'd say about 3 or 4 years ago when my sister was driving when she had her car. And she had to tell me how to pump gas. I ain't how to pump no gas. I ain't taking the car to run on gas. I don't know what I was thinking. I just never put no gas in the car. And my husband he never told me to put no gas in no car. Anyway, put no gas in the car anyway. But anyway, I don't know why I got to talk about that this morning. But I think it's because I'm sitting here waiting for my daughter. I'm waiting and I don't have the patience to wait. That's why I decided, hey, I'm going to come up here and talk to the AAG team and see how everybody's doing on this Saturday afternoon. So, how are you? Hope you're enjoying yourself this afternoon. It's a beautiful day where I am. Well, it's as beautiful to expect it. As the weatherman said, it's 80 degrees today. I should have never went on that porch, though. But I'm back in the house now, so why am I still sniffing? But anyway, I'm about to go out as soon as she gets here. I'm already ready. I'm ready. I'm sitting here dressed. I got everything on except my shoes. I got my little jacket over there, just in case. I'm take my jacket with me. And but when I went on the porch, I was fine with just this. I got on long sleeves and everything. And but sometimes, it feels different from what the weatherman tells you. That sounds like a recording. I don't like sounding like no recording, yeah. But at least I'm up here saying hello. At least I'm saying something. But I have no other plans except that. And like I said, I really got to start. Matter of fact, I should take my trash out while I'm waiting for her. But it's not full yet. And I've been working in the house, trying to prepare for the big day, which is Wednesday. And I'm trying to contact my granddaughter. She said she wanted this chair. She better come and get it because, like I said, once it's out, it's going to stay out. It's not coming back. It's not coming back in here. And still got the little, I'm just trying to get, what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to just pick up the little whatnots, like all this stuff, little stuff, because he told me everything got to come out. See all this stuff up here, all that little stuff there, all that cookie jar, that's a cookie jar, Mickey Mouse, the lamp, all that's got to come off the top of the desk, stuff like that. I'm trying to get together. But I don't have any boxes to put in there. But that stuff there in that, display case, I have thing that I'm gonna put that in. So I may do that this evening. And I went through a drawer. You should have seen the paper. I had paper dated back. Mail and stuff dated back from 2021. And I thought I went there every year. I would take, that year, the previous year, the papers I no longer, I would save the year before. And then, get rid of them before. And I went through that drawer. I couldn't believe my eyes. I said, I know I've cleaned that drawer out since then. And then I think I threw away my Social Security book in 2025, and I didn't mean to do that. But hey, it's gone now. And I never read the book anyway. I really don't. I flip, just fan through the pages. That's it. I don't know anybody reading all that. But anyway, y'all, it's been good talking to you this afternoon. And on that note, I go with love, and I'll see you again soon.